it's Julia, and today is day 9 of the Strikeback Videoathon. So if you don't know what the Strikeback Videoathon is, I will be linking my announcement video down below along with my co-host channels, so definitely go check them out if you haven't already. And today's prompt is to talk about some books that you bought based on the cover. So I have quite a few of these, so I am not going to like show you every single book I've ever bought because of the cover, but I'm going to show you some of my most recent and a couple of my, my most recent, and one of these is one that I bought a long time ago, but I just had to include it because the second book's about to come out. And I love the cover of this second book. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into this because I have to do a couple more recordings today. So let's do this thing. So I'm gonna start with the older book, and that is Glitter by April Lynn Pike. And I enjoyed this book. I think I gave it a 3-star or 4-star. I think it was a 4-star rating. But I really enjoyed this book and can't wait for the second book to come out. And I actually got the arc of it from NetGalley. So I'm trying to read it even though I can't really read books on ebook. But this one, I was really drawn to like the watercolory effect and the splatters, and I just, the white like plain cover just really just looked beautiful to me, and the colors. So I bought it without really knowing what it was about, and it's actually like a really cool story. So if you haven't heard of this story, it's about this girl who basically wants to escape this kingdom that she's in, but there isn't a lot that she can do. So she ends up selling this drug, and she does it really sneaky like, basically by like mixing it into makeup, and people get addicted to it without knowing that they're doing drugs because it's in this makeup that they're buying. So then they want to buy more makeup because the drug that's in the makeup is really addicting. So then she ends up making a shit ton of money because people are addicted to her makeup. Really interesting concept, and the whole world in this is really interesting too because it's like inside the kingdom is like really advanced in technology, but they all dress like they're from the Victorian era, which is really cool. And then in the outside of the kingdom, they don't have a lot of technology and they're not really like advanced, but they're just like normal, like they just dress like we dress and whatever. So it was a really interesting book, and I really did buy it because the cover was just, I just really love this cover. Next are books that I've bought recently because of the cover, and the first one I've already kind of talked about, and that is Enchantment of Ravens. This cover was drawn by Charlie Bowater, and I didn't know that at the time when I bought it, but it is so obvious now that I know who made this cover. It's obvious because it's just so beautiful, and I'm just drawn to her art like a lot of us book lovers are. She just is so amazing at doing this digital artwork, and this cover just was so pretty. I love the girl, and it's like a metallic-y cover, and it just really drew me in, and I actually really enjoyed this book too. So while we're on that topic, I'm gonna go with another cover made by Charlie Bowater, and that is Lullaby, which this cover is what drew me into this book, but the actual synopsis of the book is really interesting as well, and I've started reading it, and I plan on reading it in February and finishing it. But this cover, just guys, you can't tell me that you don't love this cover. As another thing I've said before and I stick to is basically any cover that I see that Charlie Bowater has drawn, I'm gonna buy the book because I just love Charlie Bowater, and regardless of if I like the book or not, I'm gonna buy it because it'll be pretty on my bookshelf. So far though, I feel like she's made covers for some really interesting books, so I'm pleased with that. Next is one that I absolutely know nothing about. I just strictly bought it because of the cover, and that is Reign of the Fallen. And I just love the pearly, metallic-y, pinkish cover with the like jeweled skeleton head skull in the crown. Like, this cover is so pretty, I can't even. And it obviously, like, I have a thing for like simplistic covers, but this one definitely drew me in, not only because I do like simplistic covers, but because it's just gorgeous, and I don't know why, but it just really draws my eyeballs into it. So next is one that I actually wasn't too big on the actual synopsis itself, but the cover was just so pretty that I had to buy it, and hopefully I will end up reading it because I've heard really good things about it and about the author, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I love this cover. I also really like the UK version of this cover because it's gorgeous, and I want to get the UK version too, but I can't justify buying it unless I actually read the book. So I'm gonna read the book and then I'll buy the UK version if I like the book. But for now, I did go ahead and buy this, and I hope that I will end up getting around to reading it. I feel like if it was shorter, I would have read it already, but the fact that it's huge makes me scared to read it. Next is one that is very popular among the booktube community right now because one of our fellow booktubers wrote this book, and that is Zenith. And I actually saw this cover for the first time last year and was really excited for it. Sorry if you guys can hear the drumming, that is Lincoln. I tried to get him to stop, but he was refusing, so that's just gonna have to happen for me to get this video recorded right now. So anyway, I actually wanted to put this book in my August box when it was originally set to come out, which was my first bookie box, and the theme was outer space and badass woman, which is what I came up with that theme because of this book. But after it already released the theme, the release date got pushed back to January, so then I had to like scramble to find a different book that would go with the theme, and the book that I picked didn't actually go all the way with the theme, but people didn't really seem to be mad about it, so that's okay. It fit the badass part of the theme, so it worked out. People liked it. But I had originally wanted to put this book in here. The cover of this book is beautiful. Obviously, I love outer space and the galaxy color of stuff. Basically anything that I see that's like this, I want to get my hands on. I really like the chapter pages because I really like how it looks when the book's closed, how it has like the darker stripes in it. I'm kind of weird like that, but also like the naked book, the color of it is just amazing. But I did notice, this is kind of weird, but the cover, the dust jacket, doesn't actually fit the book appropriately. Like it's kind of loose on here, which really bothers me. Like I really don't like that. Like it really just gets on my nerves. But that's okay. I'm still gonna read the book and it's still beautiful. The last one is one that is not gonna come as any surprise to anybody, but this one I actually picked up because of the cover and the artwork in the book, because I had tried to read this author before and didn't like it. So I actually vowed to not buy any more of her books until I read one that I liked, that I already owned, because for some reason I keep buying books by this author even though that one book that I read by them I didn't like. But I've since then read one of her books and loved it, so that's good. But I bought this before I read that book. So that is The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. Come on guys, this cover is just amazing. It's like different feeling too. Like I really had no interest in buying this until I went to Sam's Club and I actually saw it in person and felt the cover. It's like a canvasy feeling, which I've never had a book that was like that before. And it's just gorgeous. Even like the naked book is beautiful. What is this life? And then the inside, like the illustrations in this are amazing. And now that I've read a book that takes place in the Grisha world, I'm so excited to read this, and it'll probably happen very soon. I think did I have this on my TBR? I can't remember. If not, it should have been, but it's a good thing that it wasn't because I wouldn't have read it this month, but I will next month because that's when I want to read it. Anyway, so for today, I'm going to put my shout outs down below. I might post a couple pictures right here because I haven't quite decided who I'm going to shout out yet, but I will do that when I edit this video. So here's some pictures or videos of the people that I'm going to be shouting out, and then I'll put their links down below. That is really it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!